Praise the Lord, everybody. I just wanted to jump on here and talk to my online audience. Again, I'm gonna try to make these videos, short and to the point. So a lot of the stuff I'm saying will be like in a nutshell. So just bear with me. I'll get into some details as I go, but I want to talk to you all today about God the Father. We've been talking about the Trinity, but let's start off by talking about God the Father. Now, when I don't want to say that I'm trying to teach you about any kind of religion or anything like that. If you're a religious person, if you believe in this religion or that religion, it doesn't matter. If you believe there is a God or don't believe there is a God, that doesn't matter. Basically, I'm trying to teach you some things that God has taught me. Has nothing to do with your religion, has nothing to do with, anything like that. Basically, when you go outside, for example, in the daytime, you go outside, you look up, you see the sun in the sky. I'm talking about the God who put the sun up there. You go out at night, you see the moon and the stars at night. I'm talking about the God who put the moon and the stars up there. And I'm talking about the God who holds everything and all that stuff in place. That's the God I'm talking about when I talk about God the Father, okay? When I talk about the Trinity or the Triune God, that's the God I'm talking about. So, if you don't believe in him, that's fine. This is not about religion at all. Okay, so let's just jump right in. Let's jump in with both feet. Just jump in, make a big old splash, or as some would say, let's just launch out into the deep. Okay, let's just get right into it. Okay, God the Father is the first that is introduced to us in the spectrum of the scriptures. Okay, he comes in on the scene speaking things into existence. That's right. You heard me right. Speaking things into existence. This is what God is doing when he comes in on the scene. When we actually are the ones who's coming in on the scene to see what's happening, we already see him there exquisitely and powerfully calling those things which be not as though they were. He's already bringing things into existence as he speaks. And he is speaking things into existence, and basically what's happening is what he is saying is coming to pass. What he is saying is happening, and he's beginning, and you can see that happening in real time, or he can see that happening in real time. Basically, even though I'm saying it's in real time, it's before time was created. God was speaking things into existence. He is basically laying a foundation for those things which of things that he is creating to exist. He's laying a foundation for those things that will later exist. So he's preparing basically for the end of all things by beginning all things. Okay, so he's beginning things and he's also preparing for the end of things. But we'll get into that another time. But basically, just to give you an idea of who God is, we're starting off by talking about God the Father. And he comes in on the scene, speaking things into existence. This God that I'm speaking of, everything that he says comes to pass. Everything that he says happens. Okay, so when he speaks things, they come into existence. They materialize. They happen. They begin to exist, and they begin to. He's setting things in motion. Okay, so that even though he's preparing for the end of things, he also prepares for the beginning of things. By setting things in motion, so that everything that comes into existence on the planet or here in the earth, everything that comes into existence is able to do that because of what he has brought forth in the beginning. So he's using very specific and powerful words to either name or describe certain things that he wants to come to pass. So this is the type of God that we serve. This is the type of God that we have. This created this earth, this planet, this solar system, this galaxy, whatever you want to call, whatever you're looking at. He created everything, seen and unseen. So not only did he create the earth, but he also created the heavens, which is where the sun and the star and the moons and the planets and everything he created. But it says heavens plural because there's another heaven outside of what we call outer space that's where God lives. And so you have the place where God lives. He created that. I can't explain to you how he created that. I'm not there, so I don't know. But he created the heavens. That heaven is called what we call the third heaven. And then the second heaven is what we call outer space. And then the first heaven is what we call the sky, basically, where you see the clouds and, things of that sort. So, basically, we're talking about God the Father today. And I want you to know that he is a very powerful God, that the words that he speak come to pass. That is the power of the spoken word. And we can learn a lot from God the Father because by listening to the words that he speaks, how he speaks them, and what happens after he speaks those. Can you imagine being able to receive everything you ever say? Or can you imagine, being able to, receive everything you say? And how could these things be? How could it be? How could you receive everything that you say? How can you call things into existence? How can you call those things which be not as though they were? Those are the questions I want you to think of. If you like the kind of thing I'm talking about, we ask that you will like and subscribe to the videos, to this channel, and hit the notification bell if you like to know when I'm putting on more videos. And with that being said, I'm going to jump off here because I want to keep the video short. So I often ramble, so I want to keep the video short. So that being said, I'm gonna jump off here and tune in next time for another video on God the Father. All right, go be a blessing. And like I always say, life is so much fun, then you get to go to heaven. God bless you. Bye.